With the 4th pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Chris Bosh from Georgia Tech University.
It was 7 years ago in the 4th spot that a Georgia Tech player was drafted. Stephon Marbury by Milwaukee. Here, Chris Bosh is taken by the Toronto Raptors. Another player like Carmelo Anthony, just a pick before, who spent 1 year in college and then turned pro, Jay.
Where is he going to play? Is he going to play out on the perimeter? Is he going to be more of a 3-man, or will he play inside? He's not the kind of guy that has a lot of size right now as far as...
6'11" center, number 55, Rafael Caruso!
With the 1st pick in the 2006 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Andrea Bargnani from Italy.
What's big news in Italy, not as big as Italy playing the Ukraine in the World Cup, but you're looking at the first European player ever selected #1 overall, the second international player. Yao Ming was the first back in '02. And Andre Bargnani, not a center, plays on the perimeter, great shooter. The photo opportunity with the...
All right, the New York Knicks taking Jordan Hill. We go north of the border with the next pick, the Toronto Raptors picking number 9. Here's the commissioner again, David Stern.
With the 9th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select DeMar DeRozan from the University of Southern California.
DeMar DeRozan played 1 year at USC, 6'7", 211 pounds. He was MVP of the Pac-10 tournament. You know, there are people who say he's got as much potential as any player in the draft. Average.
With the 13th pick in the 2010 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Ed Davis from the University of North Carolina.
Ed Davis broke out and became a star during North Carolina's 2009 national championship run. He was a freshman that year. A lot of people thought that he would have declared for the draft after 1 year. Instead, he remained at North Carolina for his sophomore year. 6'10", 200.
With the 5th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Jonas Valanciunas from Utina, Lithuania. He last played for Lietuvos Rytas in Lithuania. The 6'11" center from...
Back in the 2012 NBA Draft, Andre Drummond, the UConn center, only 18 years old, still waiting to hear his name called. Austin Rivers, who spent a sensational year at Duke, also hoping to hear his name called in very short order. The Toronto Raptors have the next pick, number 8 overall, and their pick is in. Commissioner David Stern ready to unveil in which direction the Raptors will go.
With the 8th pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Terrence Ross from the University of Washington.
Terrence Ross rocking up the board. Surprise to you, Chris?
Yeah, a little surprising. He hadn't been mentioned this high, but I knew they liked him. They want some athleticism and some shooting on the perimeter, and this guy can certainly deliver that. It's not a bad pick.
They had the third lowest scoring average in the NBA last year, fewer than 91 points per game. They're going to get Jonas Valanciunas, they think, from Lithuania this year. It was a top 5 pick a year ago. And Terrence Ross out of UW. Finals. Raptors are on the clock right now. We've already had 3 Canadian-born players drafted in the first round. First time that's happened in the common draft era. But now the Raptors, who were said to have coveted Tyler Ennis, are on the clock, and Tyler Ennis is gone. And a little bit of a mystery as to which way they need to go now.
I wouldn't be shocked if they flip picks with Phoenix, because Phoenix is a team that's pretty active. But I don't. Miami keeps talking about trading up. We're dangling Norris Cole. We all watched the finals. Norris Cole averaged like 4.6 points a game in the playoffs. They're not going to move up 6 spots to get him. So I think Shabazz is going here to Toronto.
I said it during the season when I picked him on my team when we did our draft, and I'll say this now. Shabazz Napier is being overlooked. And not saying that he's a better prospect than a player like Exum, but I'm just going to use him as an example. If both of those guys were locked in the room and one of them was going to come out, it would be Napier. And those are the players I like to bet on. He can play and pick and roll. He can make an open shot, and he's tough as nails.
Who would be, if Jay and I were locked in a room, who would come out? Probably Jay. It's much taller.
No, are you kidding? Both of you guys are gated community guys. Both of you
that's
sit in there and
I was not a gated community. I was a gated community guy with security cameras, a butler, and then if you got past the butler, maybe my nanny would wake me up.
You mean cul-de-sac kids?
Yeah.
I took it another level.
It was a tough cul-de-sac. You never came to my cul-de-sac and played.
You used to make fun of cul-de-sac kids before you became private jets.
No, he still does.
All that.
Yeah, he still does.
When people come to recruit you, they know if you have a mailbox or not. It's really telling.
Well, Jalen's been licking his chops about just the thought of going against Dante Exum, who's never played against anyone like that in his life.
Toronto has the 20th overall pick. Raptors being heard from for the first time tonight. Here is Adam Silver with Toronto's pick.
T-Dot!
With the 20th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Bruno Caballo from São Paulo, Brazil. He last played for Pinheiros.
Possibly. Okay. You know, he can score on the low post. He's not much of a shooter, not much of a rim protector, but he's a double-double. And he will fit well in the triangle.
Gabriel doesn't believe anybody fits well in triangle.
But also, I do. Jordan, Kobe, and Shaq. That fit great in the triangle.
They fit in anything.
There you go.
All right, Toronto Raptors are on the clock now. Toronto had 49 wins, most in franchise history. Lou Williams, 6th man of the year. So what can Toronto do to build on a successful season? Let's see who Toronto selects.
With the 20th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select DeLon Wright from the University of Utah.
DeLon Wright is the first Ute to be drafted since Andrew Bogut and dare I...
With the 9th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Jakob Poeltl from Vienna, Austria, and the University of Utah.
I don't know how much you kids love the analytics, but among the top draft picks, not necessarily that Jakob Poeltl will be the biggest star, but based on all the criteria that goes into the analytics, Jakob Poeltl the least likely to be a bust in his first 5 years. He's got the tremendous size. He averaged 17 and 9 for the Utes, blocked a shot and a half a game, Pac-12 Player of the Year for Utah. Shot nearly 65% from the floor as Larry Krystkowiak, his college coach, is there celebrating, and Jakob Poeltl is on his way. He's just exactly what you were looking for, another big inside.
Absolutely, and I'm on a mission to retire the word bust. Maybe somebody that doesn't play up to expectation, because when you walk across this stage and you do this handshake, you get a chance to change the dynamic of your family and buy your mother a house. And to me, if I make it to the elite level of my profession, I am not a bust. There's no
With the 27th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Pascal Siakam from Douala, Cameroon, and New Mexico State University. And with the 23rd pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select OG Anunoby from Indiana University.
OG Anunoby, he missed the last 15 games of his season playing for Tom Crean at Indiana with a right knee injury, surgically repaired, but he improved himself in virtually every stat category up to that point. OG Anunoby, player with high energy, is on his way to Toronto.
Big-time athlete. You mentioned the knee injury. When he's healthy, he's a Swiss Army knife on defense. He can guard a 1. He can guard anywhere from a 1 to a 4, really. Long arms, really good timing. Per 40 minutes, he averaged over 2 steals.